Hello everyone, Big Clinky here with an update video. It feels like a while since I've done one of these. But now I feel is the perfect time to set a few things straight and explain a little bit for what the plans are going forward, because as of now, well actually as of yesterday, I have finished recording the Blue Lions route. Yeah, recording this game's kind of dominated my life for the past month. I pretty much blitzed it just to be sure that I could avoid spoilers, and thankfully I was unspoiled on pretty much everything. My final time ended up being around 88 hours, I think, but don't worry, you won't be seeing most of those on camera. Past a certain point, I cut out random skirmishes and most monastery stuff. And things definitely speed up towards the very end after I do the last paralogue. From that point on, chapters will pretty much consist of one monastery part and one battle part, and that's it. So in total, the project is going to clock in at around 76 to 77 videos, give or take. Yeah, that's a lot, but weirdly enough, it was actually less than I was expecting. I know that feels a bit ludicrously long for a blind LP, but I personally really enjoyed recording this. I do not regret doing this as a project, and I hope you end up enjoying it too. And since I've now recorded the whole thing, I can tease you about things that I know but you won't find out until a lot later. As a bit of a sneak preview without giving away too much, definitely look forward to Chapter 8, Chapter 11, Chapter 12, Chapter 17, and Chapter 19. Those are the moments that stick out in my mind as personal highlights. In particular, looking at reports of how Chapter 17 is supposed to go, I think I may have actually broken the script of that chapter in a way the game didn't really anticipate. Not that I would have known at the time, so definitely looking forward to showing off that one. As for when you'll end up seeing those videos, I want to talk a little bit about the upload schedule soon, but before that, I have two important things to go over. The first is something that I feel deserves a bit of an advance warning. I will just say that starting with Chapter 12, I don't exactly look favourably on a certain character in this game. Because I don't want to spoil this game's plot for people who haven't played it yet and are just watching along, I won't spoil it. I'll try and talk in the vaguest terms I can. Yes, I do know that other routes may depict this character in a more positive light. Yes, I do know that they technically come across the worst on the Blue Lions route. Despite all that, I still cannot personally approve of this character's actions. And I make it very clear why in my commentary for Chapter 12. And much later on. I am definitely anticipating a bit of comment backlash. This character does have a few very passionate defenders. But honestly, I feel like this is sort of the way it's supposed to be. This is a game of very grey morality, and it's left up to the player to decide who the heroes and who the villains are. And let's just say you'll definitely hear my own personal viewpoint eventually. I just really hope that everyone can be civil about this in the comment sections when the time comes. But I will say, for those who might be worried about being turned off from the playthrough, I do not rant about this character constantly. My discussion of this character is pretty much restricted to Chapter 12's battle and the final chapter's commentary. Most of the rest of this series should be fine to watch if you really like this character. And before you ask, yes, I do know about how this character's main enemy is depicted on one particular route. I still think they go way too far in their methods when opposing them. But being more positive, and speaking of other routes, I have something to announce here. Blue Lions will not be the end of my blind playthrough of this game. There is one more route that I want to record blind. And that is the fourth path, which is commonly referred to as the church route. Why this route? From what I've heard, Golden Deer and Church are the only two routes where you find out the real story that's going on behind the scenes. And from what vague, non-spoilery details I know, these two routes are all about finding out the truth behind that opening cutscene. And what really happened between Seros and Nemesis all those years ago. I've also heard that you need to play these routes to reveal why the crest system exists, and just what the whole deal is with the world as a whole. These are obviously pretty big details to be missing from the Blue Lions route, and also the Blue Lions route, let's just say that a certain villainous faction doesn't get closure there. So, for that reason, I will be recording the church route blind. However, I will only be showing main story chapters and any paralogs that I can unlock on this route that I missed on the Blue Lions route. No support, no monastery, it is just going to be battles and story. Because, yeah, you really don't need to see all of that for the other route. All you're really concerned with is my reactions to the story and chapters on that route. I'm also making an effort to recruit most of the characters that I missed on my Blue Lions run, so hopefully I'll get to show off most of the game's characters blind over the course of these two playthroughs combined. So, this is why I had to put this video out. It's because while I did say earlier that after the time skip, you're allowed to discuss what happens on other routes, so like for example, if I'm playing Chapter 14 of Blue Lions, you can discuss Chapter 14 of the other routes. Maybe I'm going to take that back a little bit. Don't spoil the church route, and maybe be careful when talking about the Golden Deer route too, because I've heard the Deer route is very similar to the church route. But you can go ahead and spoil Crimson Flower all you want, because the chances of me actually recording that route are very, very low, and I've already spoiled myself on quite a bit of it anyway. So now the upload schedule. Obviously, I'm not even nearly halfway through uploading the Blue Lions route at this point, and I know that some people to this channel, you're mostly here for Fire Emblem, and it might be a little annoying that I'm alternating between uploading two series. I do want to at least keep uploading Trails in the Sky until I finish the first game. I've started that, I may as well finish it. I know it hasn't been getting very many views, and honestly, I was hoping that starting a more popular game and a series that's more tied to my channel in Fire Emblem Three Houses would actually get more people to watch Trails in the Sky. It's kind of had the opposite effect. But I've never been one to can a series just because of the view counts. I'd always planned to do Trails in the Sky right now, I just never planned to record Three Houses blind, and also, I had no idea how long Three Houses would end up being. So as of now, the schedule should mostly stay the same until Trails in the Sky FC is finished. At that point, I might switch to just uploading Three Houses for a little bit, while I get my research notes in order for the second Trails in the Sky game, which at this point, because I've been so busy with Three Houses, I haven't actually been able to do a full test playthrough of that game yet, so I need to actually take some time to do that. So while I originally intended to start uploading the second Trails in the Sky right after I finish the first, there might be a little bit of a delay now, but I do definitely intend to finish those two games. And overall, I'm actually glad that I have been recording two different games right now. I feel like recording Trails in the Sky has proven to be a nice break from Three Houses every now and then, and it's probably been the one thing that's prevented me from getting burned out on that project. So, even if you aren't watching Trails in the Sky, just remember that the breaks it provides from Three Houses might have actually improved my Three Houses videos by proxy. But also, now that I'm spending less time recording Three Houses, I can spend more time editing it, and so you might see more double uploads of that series in the future. I still want to keep it to, at the bare minimum, one in-game month per week. But later on, I might be able to go for even more. So that's the situation with Three Houses and Trails in the Sky right now. But one more thing that I can talk about, something that was revealed during the Nintendo Direct. Something that was speculated on a little bit, but very few people thought would actually happen. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Redux on the Switch. My general thoughts on this are, I'm glad this game is getting a second chance, but I want to talk about what it means for the channel, because I did confirm that I would definitely be doing a full playthrough of Tokyo Mirage Sessions someday, and I wanted it to be a full in-depth walkthrough. Because I'm pretty sure that nobody else is ever going to try and do that. In fact, I'd originally planned that to be next year sometime. However, I'm not so sure about that anymore, because There being a Redux version announced means that there'll be new party members, probably new story content, new quests, and updated learn sets and stat builds on existing party members. I want to do full bios for the characters and go over all of the skills that all the weapons teach you, and that's impossible if things have changed now, so I'm gonna have to wait until I played the Redux version for myself, and there's been more research done on all of the ins and outs of what's added to the game. It's kind of why my plans to play Persona 5 have been put on hold due to the announcement of Persona 5 Royal. One thing that I will say though about this announcement, thank Tiki/Naga/Sothis/whoever that I no longer have to buy a gamepad capture card just to record this game. That was the main thing standing in the way of me recording the original. There's actually a lot of very important information that's on the gamepad, stats of enemies in battle, including their elemental affinities, as well as a lot of text messages that are both hilarious and kind of vital to the story at some points. All of that would be on the gamepad, and I would have had to shell out over $100 for a capture card just to record one Wii U game. So, thank you so much, Redux. Now I can just record it off the Switch and not have to worry about any of that. So, those are my main plans for the future, though I will say plans for the immediate present. Next week, Trails in the Sky will probably be replaced by Smash, because yeah, I still have to do the Hero Spirit board, and I also have the Banjo-Kazooie stuff to cover. I want to leave myself some time to record that. But the main thing I'm looking forward to this week is you finally get to see my reaction to Chapter 8 of Three Houses. Trust me, that's going to be fun. So, on that note, I will leave you. See you in my next video.